Just saw Spider-Man Homecoming? Let's talk about it.
And we'll fly. Oh, we'll fly away.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Alright, so yeah, hello. The video for Spider-Man Homecoming is here. Nearly finished actually. 2 movies left, so we have gone very fast. I have anyway, because today I voted for The Dark World, and so that's how far ahead I am. I'm a long way ahead. So I loved this movie. It was good. It was a good superhero movie. If I was to rate it 8 out of 10, is it the best Spider-Man movie? No. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 2 was the best Spider-Man movie for me. This one, it isn't far off, but Spider-Man 2 is a lot better. That was just one of the best superhero sequels ever. One of the best. Up there anyway. Not the best, but one of the best superhero sequels. And in terms of the first Spider-Man movie, with Tobey Maguire, I think it's pretty neck and neck. Homecoming and Spider-Man is very neck and neck. I feel like Homecoming I feel is better, but it's very close. It's debatable. But it's better than Spider-Man 3. It's better than both Amazing Spider-Man movies with Andrew Garfield. So yeah, it's good. It's good. It's not the best Spider-Man movie, but it is good. What I like the most about this Spider-Man is he actually looks most like Spider-Man. Why is that? Because he's actually a kid this time. He actually looks like a kid. The problem with Tobey Maguire, as good as he was, he looks more like an adult hanging around school. He did not look like a high school kid, right? Spider-Man's supposed to be a school kid, okay? And Tobey Maguire, he was great. He was great. He just wasn't that. He just wasn't accurate enough for me. Same with Andrew Garfield as well. Same issue with him. They were both good Spider-Mans, like good as Spider, but as Peter Parker, Tom Holland is the most accurate one because he's actually a high school kid in high school, and that's what he's supposed to be. And it just works really well. And yeah, I also love how he's a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man for quite a few scenes in this movie. He helps an old woman, steals with a stolen car, stolen bike as well. So yeah, that's a very friendly neighborhood Spider-Man thing to do. That is Spider-Man, and yeah, it's nice to see him do that as well. But yeah, it was a good Spider-Man movie. If I was to rate it, 8 out of 10. And yeah, let us talk about it. We get an introduction to the villain, Michael Keaton as the Vulture. He sees Chitauri weapons from the Avengers Battle of New York, and he wants to take those weapons, steal some weapons, and make his own weapons and sell it off, I think. And yeah, then it comes to Peter vlogging, so he seems even more like a kid in the modern day in 2018. So that's nice as well. That's a good touch. So he wants to impress Tony Stark. He wants to join the Avengers, impress Tony Stark. So he does all these things, hoping he gets noticed. Eventually he's a bank heist, which, well, he does well with, but almost kills someone. Luckily he saved the guy though. That was a pretty fun scene. And then his friend finding out is Spider-Man as well. That was done pretty well. So then let's fast forward to the party scene. He's gonna go to a party as Spider-Man, and then he gets distracted because the villains are around the corner trying to get away. He chases after them. He doesn't quite get them. He meets the Vulture, the first interaction between them. And the Vulture drops him into a lake where he's trapped, and Tony, who's not really there, he's a Tony Iron Man suit, saves him from probably dying. And they have an argument. Well, Tony's on the phone from somewhere else, but they have an argument. He tells him to calm down, be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, don't go after these guys. Peter tries to warn him, and it just escalates from there. So the Vulture is annoyed because Peter's gone after them and caused some trouble. The Vulture's annoyed and he kills the Shocker, and then he gives the Shocker to the other guy. So the other guy's a Shocker now. So Peter goes to Washington for the decathlon, but his secret mission is to go after the villains because he knows they're going to be there. Goes after them, is unsuccessful, and then he misses the decathlon, and his friend had a Chitauri weapon. They didn't know it was a weapon, but he has a bomb, and it accidentally goes off an elevator, and Peter has to go save him. Of course, that was a cool scene, elevator scene. It was done well, how he saved all of them, and how he saved his love interest Liz. That was done really well. By the way, the Captain America TV cameos, the 2 cameos in the movie, that was done pretty well. Anyway, he saves Liz, and then he finds out who the Vulture is at the ship, on the ship I mean, But before he finds that out, he interrogates. What's the guy's name? I don't know the guy's name, but he mentions the nephew, and I'm pretty sure that nephew is Miles Morales. So I'm guessing they will introduce Miles Morales very soon. Anyway, you get the whole ship sequence, a cool action scene, but because Peter went after them, because of him, he doesn't understand what he's dealing with, so it tears apart the ship, the Chitauri weapons, and the Vulture gets away. But yeah, Peter tries to hold the ship together. It doesn't quite work out. But Tony, of course, comes in to save the day. This time he's actually there. So yeah, he tells Peter off and he says, "I need the suit back. You shouldn't be wearing this." And Peter's like, "I'm nothing without the suit." And Tony says, "If you're nothing without it, then you shouldn't have it." And yeah, that's kind of true. That's very, very true. Also, the whole time, the FBI were on the ship. They were on the ship trying to stop it anyway. So Peter kind of like messed with that as well. And Tony actually listened to Peter earlier on when he said, "Listen to me." Tony did listen to him and he called the FBI. But Peter messed it up, so yeah, there's that as well. But although there's no guarantee they would have caught him, but still. Then he's got a date with Liz for homecoming, the homecoming dance. And he goes to their house and he finds out. This was a crazy moment. I remember seeing this in the cinema for the first time. I was like, whoa, that reveal though. His love interest, Liz, in this movie, her father is the villain, is Vulture. How crazy was that reveal, man? That was done so well. That was done so well. And then he takes them to homecoming dance, of course. Peter the whole time he's sweating. He's like, he's not sweating, but he's on a serious face. He's like, oh my god. Like he doesn't know what to do in that situation. And yeah, then they have a conversation. It goes the wrong way, and Vulture finds out that Spider-Man is Peter Parker. He finds out his identity right there, just from talking in the car. And he figures it out, and he threatens him at the end. Like, he tells Liz to get out, of course. She goes to the dance. He threatens Peter, and he says, "Show my daughter a good time, and forget about all of this, or he will kill him, and everyone he loves." So Aunt May as well. So that's a serious threat, but Peter's like, nope, I gotta go after him. And you get this whole final sequence of him chasing the Vulture, taking on the shotgun, chasing the Vulture, getting caught, but getting back up through a building who he collapsed on him. Peter getting back up, going after Vulture, who's going to steal from Tony Stark. Tony Stark's moving, wherever he's moving, I don't know, but there's a Quinjet leaving with Tony Stark's stuff, and Vulture goes after that. Peter tries to stop him, and yeah, you get that whole final sequence. Then you get them fighting as well. Then Vulture's about to die. Peter saves him. When I first saw it, I was in Dubai, and I was half asleep. When I first saw it, like, I remembered most of the movie, but the final battle sequence, I was half asleep from. My eyes were closing constantly. Not because I wanted to, but because I barely had any sleep. I had like 3 hours sleep in the previous 2 days. So I was like struggling to stay up. And I stayed up for most of the movie, but then the end battle, half of it I was asleep, and that's the first time I've ever fallen asleep in a movie. For a good movie as well. It's not even boring. I've seen some boring movies, never fallen asleep, but for this, because I was so tired, I just fell asleep. But yeah, I saw it for the second time when I got back to England in IMAX, and yeah, it was awesome seeing that for the first time, even though it's the second time I saw it, but the first time seeing that fight scene, and yeah, the third time seeing it, because it's the third time I'm pretty sure seeing the movie, the fight scene is just as good. The fight scene is just as good. The funny thing is, I fell asleep in 4D. Think about that for a second. 4D, the most active type of cinema. Your seat moves. It sprays water on you. I fell asleep in that. What on earth? But yeah, still, that was a fun scene. And yeah, Peter catches Vulture, which impresses Happy, impresses Tony, and yeah, he eventually... Am I missing anything here? Wait a second. Have I gone too far? I've gone too far, sorry. I knew I forgot something. Liz has to leave town because she's found out who her dad is. She's leaving to Oregon, I think, with her mum. So yeah, his love interest is gone. And then Zendaya's character, who's called Michelle, she's revealed as MJ. MJ is, of course, short for Mary Jane, which is, well, Spider-Man love interest in the comics, in the movies, previous movies, etc. The thing is, though, like, I like Zendaya, she's fine, but why don't you just call her Mary Jane? What's the issue with that? Why call her Michelle? I don't understand. Just call her Mary Jane. Doesn't make it simpler? Doesn't that make it simpler? I don't understand why she's called Michelle. Maybe Maybe she has a second name called Mary. I don't flipping know, but yeah, I don't mind her anyway, so it's completely fine. And yeah, Spider-Man Homecoming 2 is coming after Infinity War, I think, so I'm excited for that as well. Actually, it's after Avengers 4. Yeah, not after Infinity War. It's Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Avengers 4, then Spider-Man, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, Peter goes to meet Tony. He reveals a new suit for him. Obviously, he rejects it. He rejects placing the Avengers, he rejects the suit, but obviously we know in Infinity War from the trailers that he actually gets the suit eventually. So yeah, there's that as well. But for now, it's a good moment, you know. Tony's been telling him this whole time to stay low, to do stuff on a small scale, if that makes sense. I'm thinking the right word. I should know. I don't know what I'm talking about, but yeah, he wants to continue being who he is. When he labels Spider-Man, etc. He's not ready for something like that, a big step up like that yet, and he rejects it. And yeah, that scene is done pretty well. So yeah, Pepper's back. Pepper Potts, obviously. I don't know what happened with the actor. I think there's some disagreement or something. I don't flipping know what happened with the actor, but Pepper Potts, obviously a popular actor. She came back for Spider-Man Homecoming, so we know they're back together now, and we know the actor is back for who knows how long. She's probably in Infinity War as well. He comes and says, "Where's the kid gone? We're going to make an announcement. We're going to reveal the new Avenger to the public." But Spider-Man's obviously, he is gone. I think in a way that's a reference to when they revealed Spider-Man in the comics, in the Civil War storyline. Maybe it's just me. But yeah, they need to announce something, because people are there, and they ask Happy Hogan. Tony asks if he still has a ring or whatever, and Happy says, "I've been carrying this since 2008. And I'm thinking, like, he said, "I've been carrying this since 2008, carrying this ring." I know there's no relevance to the MCU, but he was the director that did Iron Man. He started off the universe. Obviously, he stars in the movies now with Iron Man, but Jon Favreau, he's the one who started off the universe in 2008. So I'm thinking, like, when he says he's been carrying this wedding ring since 2008, maybe he's referring to where he started it all from, that he started it all. I don't flipping know, maybe I'm reaching, but I don't know, it just sounded like a reference, I thought I'd say it. And then you end with Aunt May finding out that Tom is Spider-Man. She sees him taking his suit off. Interesting ending. It's very different as well. There's like the first time she doesn't know who Spider-Man is. This is the first time that she knows Peter Parker is Spider-Man. So I'm looking forward to how that works in Spider-Man 2. I'm really looking forward to that. So yeah, there's that as well. And the after-credit scenes, the first one, Vulture in prison. One of the other villains also in prison from the ship scene asked him, apparently you know who Spider-Man is, because they're looking for him. They want to kill him. And Vulture's like, if I knew who he was, I would have killed him already. Now he's protecting Spider-Man, he's protecting Peter. Why? Why is he doing that? Doesn't he hate Peter? But I don't know, maybe he likes the kid. Maybe he respects the kid, I guess. Or maybe he knows that Peter saved his life. Maybe he knows that. Maybe he's thinking like, he saved my life, I'll save his. You get the second after credits scene, which you wait ages for. In the cinema you do anyway. This should just fast forward. But in the cinema you wait so long, and then you just Captain America again for the third time, just talking some nonsense. It's quite funny though. He talks about patience. You wonder why you waited so long for something so disappointing. And that quote just takes the piss. Like, at least it's funny, to be fair. But you waited so long for some sort of reveal of something. You get that. And yeah, he does that. He does that in a funny way. And yeah, that was some cool cameos in there, cameo scenes. That was good. Yeah, I think it was nice to introduce like Spider-Man in this way, because even though he's a popular character, this is the third Spider-Man reboot in since 2000. So they want to make people care about a third Spider-Man, a different Spider-Man to Andrew Garfield, to Tobey Maguire. They want to make him a good, popular Spider-Man. And obviously it's an MCU movie, so that helps a lot as well. That helps a lot to elevate the character. But I like that they used Tony Stark. I like that they used Iron Man, because he's a popular character. He's very popular. He's one of the popular characters in the MCU. Why wouldn't you use him to introduce a new character in? I think that was a smart choice, because I think that probably got more people to go and see it, in my opinion. And also Captain America in there as well, in the movie. That also helps as well. Push the character and get him. In wrestling, you say get him over get the fans to love him more. But yeah, I don't know what term you use for movies, but yeah, you know what I mean. And yeah, an all-round good movie, an accurate Spider-Man, and forgot to mention at the start, a very good villain. This is the first good villain they had since Loki. Loki was the only good villain for me in the first 2 phases. Easily. Everyone was bad. Everyone else was bad for me. Although they got to build up to Thanos eventually though. So no villain can really be that good, I guess. They're limited in a way because they got to carry the plot forward of getting to Infinity War. But still, you know, you can still make a good villain. And with Vulture, they did that really well. And from this point on, they've only had good villains. When you think about it, Vulture, good villain. Hela, good villain. Killmonger, good villain. 3 movies in a row now with good villains. This bodes well for Thanos. Obviously, Thanos is the biggest one yet, and apparently, him and Thor get the most screen time in this movie. So, as for Thanos, I'm pretty sure we get an origin story for him, and you get more of a backstory. Why is he doing this? What's his past like? Does he care about his daughters, etc.? And yeah, it's going to be interesting. And his planet is destroyed as well, so maybe we'll see how it's destroyed as well. Maybe there's something with that as well. So looking forward to that. But yeah, just a couple left for Ragnarok on Blu-ray, which is down there on the side, the yellow thing. It's not on the deck because it was at the bottom. So I thought I'd just make it easier for myself next time. But yeah, looking forward to seeing that. And then it's Black Panther. Now, some movies came out. Tomb Raider came out. Pacific Rim came out, Ready Player One came out, so I want to see all the 3 of those. So I might see Black Panther before all those. So yeah, I probably like I don't need to see it to do this video, to do a video on it, but I still want to see it first, just in case I missed anything. But yeah, then there's other movies I don't see as well. I won't review those though, because all my movie video related content, leading up to leading up to May will be all about Infinity War. After that, I'll probably do some other stuff, I guess. Can't wait till Jurassic as well. Oh yeah, so yeah, and Deadpool 2. Deadpool 2 is in May, so it's good times, good times. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks. I'm saying so many things wrong today. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. That light is very powerful. That light is very powerful. You know how powerful it is? Okay, look at that. Look at that. Now, let me turn the other one off. Watch this. You see that? The only light that's coming to me is from a dust collector thingy that I bought. That's the only light that's coming to me. Proper dark, right? Anyway, see ya.